I called Australia. I think I just said Australia. Let me start over. Hi everyone, it's Mrs. Yuen again, and I'm back with another story. And for today's story, we are going to read about a fellow who is having a really bad day. Have you ever had a really bad day? Maybe you just woke up in a bad mood and it just seems like nothing is going your way. Everything bad keeps happening to you. I've definitely experienced those days. There are some days you can just wake up in a bad mood. It's called waking up on the wrong side of the bed. And what that means is you just wake up and you're in a bad mood, and sometimes you just are grouchy the rest of the day. That can happen to everybody. And that happens to our main character, Alexander. And this is his story. And today's book is Alexander and the Terrible, Horrible, No Good, Very Bad Day. Ooh, and look at him on the cover there. He looks very frustrated. Oh, and this book is by Judith Viorst, and it's illustrated by Ray Cruz. Let's find out more about Alexander's day. Now, what I like about this story is the illustrations are a little different. Most books have illustrations that have color, but Ray Cruz, the illustrator of this book, he decided that he wanted the pictures to be all black and white. So there's no color in these pictures. And I like that because it's a little different than how other books are. And you can see right here how Alexander's day is starting out. Do you remember what I just told you about waking up on the wrong side of the bed? He definitely looks like he's woken up on the wrong side of his bed. Here we go. I went to sleep with gum in my mouth, and now there's gum in my hair. And when I got out of bed this morning, I tripped on the skateboard, and by mistake I dropped my sweater in the sink while the water was running, and I could tell it was going to be a terrible, horrible, no good, very bad day. Oh boy, he's had a lot happen and he hasn't even left his room yet. At breakfast, Anthony found a Corvette Stingray car kit in his breakfast cereal box. And Nick found a Junior Undercover Agent code ring in his breakfast cereal box, but in my breakfast cereal box, all I found was breakfast cereal. I think I'll move to Australia.
G'day, mate.
In the carpool, Mrs. Gibson let Becky have a seat by the window. Audrey and Elliot got seats by the window too. I said I was being scrunched. I said I was being smushed. I said if I don't get a seat by the window, I am going to be car sick. No one even answered. I could tell it was going to be a terrible, horrible, no good, very bad day. At school, Mrs. Dickens liked Paul's picture of the sailboat better than my picture of the invisible castle. Now, if you ask me, I think Alexander's being a little nitpicky there. At singing time, she said I sang too loud. At counting time, she said I left out 16. Who needs 16? I could tell it was going to be a terrible, horrible, no good, very bad day. This day just keeps getting worse. I could tell because Paul said I wasn't his best friend anymore. He said that Philip Parker was his best friend and that Albert Moyo was his next best friend and that I was only his third best friend. I hope you sit on a tack, I said to Paul. I hope the next time you get a double-decker strawberry ice cream cone, the ice cream part falls off the cone and lands in Australia.
G'day, mate.
Oh. So And now he's getting into fights with his friends. Oh, that's not good at all. There were 2 cupcakes in Philip Parker's lunch bag, and Albert got a Hershey bar with almonds. And Paul's mother gave him a piece of jelly roll that had little coconut sprinkles on the top. Guess whose mother forgot to put in dessert? I'm assuming that would be Alexander. It was a terrible, horrible, no good, very bad day. That's what it was, because after school, my mom took us all to the dentist, and Dr. Fields found a cavity in just me. Come back next week and I'll fix it, said Dr. Fields. Next week, I said, I'm going to Australia.
G'day, mate.
Oh boy. He went to the dentist and the dentist found a cavity. Oh, those are no fun. On the way downstairs, the elevator closed on my foot, and while we were waiting for my mom to go get the car, Anthony made me fall where it was muddy. And then I started crying because of the mud, and Nick said I was a crybaby. And while I was punching Nick for saying crybaby, my mom came back with the car and scolded me for being muddy and fighting. Oh, I'm having a terrible, horrible, no good, very bad day, I told everybody. No one even answered. So then we went to the shoe store to buy some sneakers. Anthony chose white ones with blue stripes. Nick chose red ones with white stripes. I chose blue ones with red stripes. But then the shoe man said, we're all sold out. They made me buy plain old white ones, but they can't make me wear them. Oh, so now he can't even get the shoes that he likes. Oh, that's happened to me before, where I see a pair of shoes that I really like, that maybe they're sold out or they don't have the right size. Yeah, that's no fun. When we picked up my dad at his office, he said I couldn't play with his copying machine, but I forgot. He also said to watch out for the books on his desk. And I was careful as could be, except for my elbow. He also said don't fool around with his phone, but I think I called Australia.
G'day, mate.
My dad said please don't pick him up anymore. It was a terrible, horrible, no good, very bad day. He's making a mess in his dad's office. There were lima beans for dinner, and I hate limas. There was kissing on TV, and I hate kissing. Blech. Ugh. My back was too hot, I got soap in my eyes, my marble went down the drain, and I had to wear my railroad train pajamas. I hate my railroad train pajamas. When I went to bed, Nick took back the pillow he said I could keep. And the Mickey Mouse nightlight burned out, and I bit my tongue. The cat wants to sleep with Anthony, not with me. It has been a terrible, horrible, no good, very bad day. My mom says some days are like that. Even in Australia.
G'day, mate.
Over. He's asleep. Oh boy, Alexander had quite the day, didn't he? He had a bad day from the very beginning. He woke up and he had a bad day. He went to school and things got even worse. He had to go to the dentist. He picked up his dad. even at dinner time and bath time. Some days are like that, even in Australia.
G'day, mate.
I want you to think about what you would do to help Alexander in this story. If you were his friend at school, I want you to think about how you would help Alexander in the story. What would you do to make his day a little bit brighter? I know you're all very good at making people feel better when they're sad, so I want you to think about how you would help Alexander. It seemed like he had a lot of terrible, horrible, no good, very bad things happen to his day, so I want you to think about how you would make his day better. Tell me how you would do it. I hope you enjoyed this story and I enjoyed being with you today. I hope you have a very good day today, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.